Good morning. 2 actual trades yesterday. 1 a success, 1 a break even. Drogs and Shamrock Rovers. Shamrock Rovers already 2 from 2 in the head-to-head wins. Guess who took the lead? Old Henry Cooper getting the opening goal. That was your angle in, given Shamrock Rovers on the back of 3 consecutive away wins, both teams scoring. And off we go. Burke, 42nd minute. And Green, 74th minute. So a nice trading angle. Second angle, could have laid that draw second half. Always an option, apart from when you're England under 21s, of course. The second match, why was that a profitable? Well, not a profitable trade, but a trade. St. Pat's against Shelbourne. St. Pat's unbeaten in 10 at home. Shelbourne score first in the 10th minute. Take out insurance, and that's the kind of match you take out insurance for. Solves your problem. You're involved then for the whole of the match. Gone off the boil a couple of matches now, St. Pat's. Odds on at home previously, only managing the single goal and failing to score here. But this was a tough match to call. Both sides in very, very poor form. Only 3 wins in 11 for St. Pat's. Only 2 wins in 11 for Shelbourne. Make that 3 wins in 12 now for Shelbourne. So 2 trading angles yesterday. Hopefully you spotted 1 or 2 of them. Looking on to today, and we have Mrs. Doyle from Father Ted's favourite Chinese Super League team. Beijing. Go on, Father. Have a cup of tea. Go on. Go on, Father. Go on. Go on, Father. Have a cup of tea. They're at home today. Beijing, go on, Father. Have a cup of tea. 1.36. Just thought I'd include them. It's it's a lunchtime kickoff. We've got an odds-on favourite at home. It's a tradable league, the Chinese Super League. If you wanted to have a look at the stats for the Chinese Super League, then go over to soccerstats.com. Where you can't find the league, just input China here. And you can have a quick look at Beijing, go on, Father, have a cup of tea, and Qingdao West, just to see why they're on odds-on favourite. Father Jack heading the goal-scoring charts. Do they have lots of tea at half-time? Is that the reason they're so successful? Well, they're already unbeaten this season, so that's an incredibly good start. 5 consecutive home wins for Beijing, go on, Father, have a cup of tea. Scored in every single match. They're on a run of 4 and 5 matches where there's been at least 2 goals before half-time. So you've got the possibility with only 2 0-0s at half-time all season for the Beijing, go on, Father, have a cup of tea, to get a result today. Their opponents all over the shop, aren't they? 3 draws in 4. Look to be keeping things a little tight, apart from that Shanghai Shengshua defeat. A couple of 0-0s there is always a warning sign. Challenge table will tell you where these 2 are. Third against 8th. And look at that, extremely good record for Mrs. Doyle and her crew. Exceptional. 100% win record against 6th and lower is what you'd expect today. So it's a nice, simple, straightforward, readable match, this one. In the Euro Under-21s, France just need a draw to guarantee themselves qualification. Poland are out. And at no stage in the tournament Poland lead in any match. They threatened in the first match to look competitive, but then were trounced. Georgia Under-21s against the Portuguese. We have an unpredictable Georgian side, which is not very good for trading. We like readability. They do have it in them. You saw against France. They had a 2-goal lead against France Under-21s. They turn up anything like that, they're going to give the Portuguese something to worry about. Pork and cheese only need a draw today. Georgia must win. They've had lots of late action. We're talking 90th plus minute deciders. So watch out for that late on as well. But I think 1.33 under the circumstances of a must win for the Georgians is a little bit too short. Maybe it's cemented, though, by that 5-0 demolition of Poland Under-21. So don't forget, it's not a must win for Portugal today. It's a draw. Just need a draw. So factor that in if you're going to be playing this one late on, and it is a draw late on. Romania and Slovakia are both eliminated, so that is dead rubber material. Leave that match alone, unless you want to play neutrally and go for goals. But two teams with very little to play for, are they really going to be busting a gut? I don't think so. Both teams have qualified, but the winner could avoid a clash with Germany. They will also avoid England as well, so plenty to play for these two at the top of their group. Already qualified, so in that regard, it's not a must win, but it's a would like to avoid a couple of the big boys. So that's tournament football for you. Italy are on a run of scoring a single goal only in 5 out of 7 matches. That could be concerning today with the Spaniards lighting up the goal-scoring charts. So an interesting match, Spain and Italy. It's a big clash. I'm not sure how to play it because it's not an absolute must-win, but it's a would like to conveniently win to avoid England and Germany. So from a tournament football perspective, that match is still alive. Those are the only 4 matches today. I'll be around, I suppose, for the 5 o'clocks, but I'm not going to be staying up 2 a.m. my time just for the sake of 2 matches, one of which is a dead rubber. Again, you can cope admirably yourself if you want to play this evening. Don't forget, you have the choice. As a trader, matches like this, which have absolutely no appeal, and have nothing to motivate them, can be avoided. You don't have to trade every match. Trade the most readable matches. Looking at the tennis, as we're warming up towards Wimbledon, it's always worth looking at yesterday's tennis. See if there was any angles. There's been a lot of 2-set wins all the way through, hasn't there? We're seeing a couple of 3-setters turning up now, which is a good thing. So let's have a look. This is 1.8 the favourite, which does suggest a 3-setter, doesn't it? That's the nearest you'll get to even Stevens. And indeed, that's what we got. First set, won in a tiebreaker. Also cements the hope that this will be a more competitive second set. And indeed, that's the case. Watch out for Germans and Germany. I would have laid Medvedev after winning the first set just for the hell of it, because Altmaier is a German in Germany. The odds would be very, very short as well. Be nothing to worry about liability-wise. It's all dependent on whether Altmaier, front of home support, can get a little bit of momentum, but looks as if he couldn't. Here, 1.25 favourite Stefanos Tsitsipas. I've told you he's a bit of an Arthur Daly, old Stefanos. When I back him, he's awful. It's like watching Boris Johnson playing tennis when I back him. And when I lay him, it's like the love child of Bjorn Borg and Novak Djokovic. So he's a difficult sort, Stefanos Tsitsipas. The best angle in here would have been to lay him winning the first set. I know in retrospect, of course, it would have been a profitable one, but at 1.25, he can be a little ropey. Quentin Hallis against Bonsai, mate. Strauss, mate. Where's me strides, mate? Well, no luck there. A couple of Frenchmen meeting each other. Arguably, if Bonsai, mate, won the first set, I think I would have taken on Bonsai, Struth. In London, I would look for the English players, and already we've got a surprise here with Danny Evans beating Francis Tiafoe. So I did warn you, just look for the look at this competitive action here as well in the first set. Mensik just winning on a tiebreaker, and Cameron Norrie getting back in the second. That's why I just tell you there's Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall winning it in 2 as well. So do look for the local players. They can play above themselves, and then leaves you with a little bit of a dilemma then, because they're not the favourite, but they are English in England. So I think it's an off day for Francis Tiafoe. He's normally very, very strong on grass, but Danny Evans will be absolutely delighted with this. I think the ranking might be down to some injury concerns, maybe. I thought he was better ranked than that. So interesting day's trading. Let's have a look at today's tennis from Hala. Again, and it's really good quality tennis, isn't it? Look at this. Really good stuff. So work your way through. Again, Struff, he's good on grass. He's in Halle, and he's German. Bang, that's my first match of interest. I think, given the fact he's priced as favourite, if Sonego has any sniff of the first set win, Sonego will be laid. Jannik Sinner, likely to be the dominant force now with Alcaraz for the rest of the tennis season as Novak Djokovic heads off to the nursing home with Rafa and Roger. Sinner, layable, you know the drill. 1.08 and lower must be laid. Ideally in a Grand Slam, of course, with the first of 5 sets. But if Jannik Sinner wins the first set, I'll just be playing the fact that Hanfmann is German. That would be my angle in there. Makak against De Jong. Don't know too much about these two. Echeverry, Martinez, Rublev. Always good for a potential explosion. Andrei Rublev has had a tendency to beat himself up with the tennis racket as well. So watch out for him. Here's a Fons. Sit on it. Don't know much about these players. Algo Elysium I know very well against Laszlo Djere. Let's have a look at the rankings. And indeed, you can have a look at the grass court form for Algo Elysium. Close enough in the rankings. I wouldn't be saying that he's immediately out of contention. 27th against 65th. Look at the recent grass court form. Is there any patterns? Laszlo Djere on a 2-match winning run in Halle. So he'll be delighted with that. Playing 27th today, what are the levels of players he's been playing? 93rd, De Jong. So, I don't know. I do prefer the Grand Slam tennis, but I think there'd be plenty of tennis angles in here today. And what you can do as well, why don't you experiment with artificial intelligence? In this case, let's go to Elon Musk's mate, Grok. Don't forget, this is completely free, so make use of it. Do make sure your AI has the capability of reading a screenshot. Produce for me a detailed betting and trading analysis of the matches in the screenshot, and then you can ask it to deep research. Don't forget, this is completely free. Okay, and off we go. I will leave that brewing in the background and then hope that we can get some decent angles, or rather I'll keep the information and then look on it tomorrow to see how accurate Grok is. The last time he did tennis research for me, I was very impressed with it. It produced strengths and weaknesses, but of course it's all about actionable information. In London, Dimonor I like. I'll hit the haircut. This is going to be, I think, a potential 3-setter. I don't think Nakashima is going to be winning comfortably against Pepeshi Perikar, who's an upcoming star. Papirin and Vukic. This looks more readable than Halle, doesn't it? We've got 2 Aussies meeting each other. So certainly if Vukic wins the first set, I would be looking at taking him on. Papirin, they both know each other's game. That's my angle there. A Brit in England. You saw how impressive they were yesterday. So we've got Harris and we've got Jack Draper, who I think is top 10, if I'm not mistaken. 6th. What a superb performance. Gone very much under the radar. Not hearing much about Jack Draper, but you probably will come Wimbledon. They'll be sticking the cameras up his nostrils. And Claire Balding will be asking him about his teeth, no doubt. So Radio Pelka odds on as well. We've got a lot of odds-ons, very short odds, which is good for trading. Particularly if you like the fact they're a player you like. Taylor Fritz, for example, coming off the back of injury. Thompson I like, resilient. 2 Spanish meeting each other. Alcaraz layable at 1.05. yes, he's an absolute star with Yannick Sinner, but he's meeting a fellow countryman who might know his game a little bit better. Lots and lots of short price favourites will have me favouring London from a readability perspective, if you can trust the market. The ones I've starred are the ones which immediately stand out to me as trading candidates, but you must be flexible, particularly with matches like this, where it looks as if it could be a three-setter. But we've had an awful lot of two-setters. In the ladies' game, that tells a story, doesn't it? Naomi Osaka, 1.8 the favourite in Berlin. Daria Kazatkina. So we've got all odds on favourites as well. Don't know these players that well, so you'd have to rely on the market. So it looks very robust today. Football-wise, I think it's plenty of angles in Europe for you to interest you. France need a draw, but coming off the back of a hugely impressive win. Poland are out. Georgia must win. Portugal, I think a draw would suit, but it's all dependent on how the other games evolve. Romania, Slovakia is a dead rubber. Spain and Italy is arguably a dead rubber. They're already qualified, but they have the carrot of being able to avoid England and Spain, England and Germany in the next round. And that is tournament football, so I think that's going to be competitive. Probably not going to be hearing from me tonight, members of footballtradingprofits.com. FIFA World Cup, I'm leaving it alone at the moment. Very familiar name in Dortmund, odds on favourites. How do you unpack two teams from two different continents who are never going to meet each other ever again? Good luck with that. So it's just really Europe today, what could potentially end up being quite a quiet evening. I'll be around for the 5 o'clocks for you, and I'll be around for Mrs. Doyle's favourite team, Father Beijing grandfather. Have a cup of tea. I think Father Jack is coming off the back of injury for Beijing Guan, and Ted Crilly is just coming off the back of a hamstring injury he picked up. Poor lad, while having a cup of tea, coincidentally. Have a great day today. I'll do a little bit of research on the tennis for you for the podcast. As you can see, working hard on it already. And I'll do a podcast on the Euros, just from an injury perspective, although it looks a very manageable set of 4 matches today. Very readable indeed, aren't they? Have a great day. And I'll see you a bit later on. And I'll see you again for more Euros. It looks a very busy Wednesday, so expect some busyness from me. We've got the Oberliga all kicking off at 6 o'clock. Finnish Veikkausliiga. It's changing of the guard. This lot are the big boys now. Ilves. They've beaten the perennial champions twice this season already. That's your new side to follow. HJK, after 3 consecutive losses in their opening matches, unbeaten since. Well worth following. This tells you a story. 2.55 the favourite. Give that one a miss. Lillestrøm remain unbeaten after a 2-2. Coming from behind in their most recent match. Watch out for them. Newly relegated and absolutely enjoying the lower tier. They will be straight back up. Manchester City playing Wydad. I wonder what the result will be here. Tricky one. Very tricky. Real Madrid against Al Hilal. So this is all tomorrow. Inter Milan against Monterrey. Lots of familiar names. And Red Bull Salzburg against Pachuca. So that's upcoming attractions tomorrow. It looks a very good coupon tomorrow. So if it is a frustratingly quiet night tonight, you're going to expect a more competitive or a more interesting evening tomorrow. Have a great day. I'll see you all again tomorrow, and I'll let you know how Grok gets on. Or we can have a quick look now. See, can you imagine me having to do all of this? And some members are up in arms about my using AI. It's the logical choice, isn't it, really? This is a quick look through. Heavy favoured, ranked 22 against 93, no head-to-head. So it's a nice Just a nice summary, isn't it? Echeverry 1.44 favoured, ranked 24th v 41st, no head-to-head. Expect to win. Well, heavy favourite, ranked 15th against 143rd, so that tells you a story as well. Do watch out with these no head-to-heads, because that's like football. It could possibly surprise. So that's quite a nice, quick summary. It's all dependent on how strong or how accurate the research is. It does look like Grok has just gone with the market, hasn't it? Really. We like a little more nuance. So maybe I'll use Google Gemini next and ask to look into injuries, suspensions, or coming off the back of injuries, records on grass, etc., for a more in-depth look. But it's I'm learning all the time. Imagine this time next year we'll have systems in place to solve all of this tennis and come up with a good strike rate. Have a great day, and I'll see you all. Well, I'll see members of footballtradingprofits.com a little bit later.